My name is Loy Brunson. I'm running for U.S. Senate. Every representative in Washington, D.C. either has to swear or affirm to defend the Constitution. Every other senator is obligated to vote according to the Constitution. There's no compromise. When you swear that you're going to do that, you better do it. You can't get up there and go, well, I better compromise here, I better compromise there. Or you better stay home and not do it. And in order to defend the Constitution, we need to know what is in it. I'm going to jump right to the biggest enemy of the United States and of the Constitution, and that is the shareholders, not the board of directors, not the president of the Federal Reserve Banks, but the shareholders of the Federal Reserve System.
Senator Dorgan has spoke out on the secrecy of the Federal Reserve System. There is no entity in the world that controls our lives more than the Federal Reserve System. What the Federal Reserve Board does, nobody knows what they're doing.
An elite group of people and the corporations they run have gained control over not just our energy, food supply, education, and health care, but over virtually every aspect of our lives.
The way the system of medicine is set up, medical education is funded by pharmaceutical companies.
We have a privately owned central bank system disguised as a government-owned system.
There is no other agency of government which can overrule actions that we take.
It gives them the ability to print money in a way that the insiders are protected and everybody else is trained.
No matter where you go in the world, he who controls the money controls the world.
Congressman Paul got me really intrigued with the whole the Federal Reserve, and I've spent a substantial amount of time reading about and Currency Wars, the book by James Ricard's, in a subject that I've found to be quite interesting and at the root of a lot of the problems that we have, and I thank you for that.
$500 billion, and you don't know who got the money?
The loans go to the central banks.
Who actually made that decision to hand out $1 trillion that way? $500 billion. Who made that decision?
The Federal Open Market Committee.
All right. Well, the Constitution says no money shall be drawn from the Treasury but in consequence of appropriations made by law.
This money is not drawn from the Treasury.
Is it safe to say that nobody in 1913 contemplated that your small little group of people would decide to hand out $500 billion to foreigners?
This particular authority has been used numerous times over the years.
No, it's no joke, ladies and gentlemen. No, it is not a joke. It is real. It is true. In 1913, the Federal Reserve System, owned by private shareholders, were given the exclusive power to create our currency. No one else had that. Is it a crime for an organization that is not part of the government to create money out of thin air and then loan it to us, and they have complete ownership of it? Now, Abraham Lincoln funded the Civil War and government without taxation and without borrowing. It really happened, but we don't learn about it in school. We don't learn about it in textbooks, and the media doesn't tell us. The power of government, the power to create money, is the power to govern. When the government loses its power to create money, it is no longer the government. The shareholders of the private Federal Reserve, they are calling the shots, they are pulling the strings, and with enough public awareness, we can stop this madness and start to restore what we've lost. If you have a plumber come into your flooded basement and he doesn't shut off the valve, forget it. No matter how big the sponges are that he comes in with, it's not going to work. The valve has got to be shut off. America is waking up. They have to know that the power to create money needs to be returned to the Congress, and then we need to replace the Congress. And then we can get back on track with everything else.